If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that we've been very critical of Xbox, but last week we put out like a 2-hour video praising how well they did on their showcase for 2023 because they showed off so much that looks cool, right? Fable and Avowed and especially Starfield. Like, how rad was that showcase? But it only took them a week to try to capitalize and exploit the goodwill that they earn. Let's talk about it because Microsoft fucked up. And I'm sorry, I got to do it. So today, Microsoft decided to announce they'd be increasing the prices of the Xbox Series X and Game Pass. And this is like 2 days after they said they weren't going to increase the price of Game Pass if they got Activision Blizzard. So I guess they weren't lying, but they kind of were. Like, that's kind of the shittiest way to go, hey, yeah, we didn't lie to you. We didn't do it because we got Activision Blizzard. We did it because, you know, we needed to do it. We talk now about how Game Pass is so profitable for us and how we're making more revenue than ever, but we need to make sure we're squeezing our customers more. Is basically what I'm hearing from Xbox. And it's really unfortunate because like I was just talking last week about how, man, maybe it looks like they've turned a corner. They're like getting games out and they're wanting to actually deliver on all these promises that they've made for several years. But now we're seeing that, yeah, they did it just so they could squeeze the customers further. Let's read through this article from The Verge. It's by Tom Warren, who I do follow on Twitter, which is how I learned about this in the first place. Microsoft is increasing its Xbox Series X prices in most countries in August, apart from the US, Japan, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia. If they had increased the prices in Japan, that would have been bad. The Xbox maker is also increasing the monthly prices of its Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions for the first time next month, which will see the base Game Pass subscription for console move up to $10.99 from $9.99 per month. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. Oh, it's $1, but that's a 10% increase. And sure, they haven't done it yet, right? But who's to say once they get Activision, they don't do it again? And then all of a sudden they go, well, you know, to justify the increased costs of having all these people who work for Activision and having to pay $70 billion for this acquisition, we're going to have to increase it for the base subscription, maybe $12.99 a month, right? It's the old thing of, you know, if you put a frog in a pot of boiling water, right? If they came out of the gate and were like, Game Pass is going to be $25.99 or $24.99 a month, $25 a month, you'd be like, oh, no way. But if they get you in at $9.99 and then they go, hey, we're gonna increase it by $1, $2, the frog that's put into regular water and then you boil it, he's just gonna cook alive, right? That's the same principle. We've held on to our prices for consoles for many years and have adjusted the prices to reflect the competitive conditions in each market, says Carrie Perez, the head of communications for Xbox, in a statement to The Verge. Xbox Series X console pricing will largely match the price hike Sony announced for the PS5 last year, with the Xbox Series X moving to £479.99 in the UK, $549.99 in euros across most of European markets, and $649.99 in Canada, and $799 in Australia starting August 1st. The Xbox Series S pricing will not be adjusted in any markets, remaining at $299. And why do you think that is? It's because they want to get you to take the lesser console, right? If more people are invested in the lesser console, they don't have to work so hard to make things good for the good console. It's almost like devious, right? That they're trying to push more and more people to the Series S, right? While Xbox Series X pricing adjustments have been expected after Sony's move last year, Xbox chief Phil Spencer also hinted in October that pricing subscriptions wouldn't hold forever. And we did a video on this back then, and I absolutely called it. I said, they're absolutely going to increase this in the next few months. And, you know, October, they made it 8 months. But he said, well, we're not going to be able to hold on for forever. And I had a lot of people going like, oh yeah, they can do it for years. They'll be fine. Like 4 years down the line, it'll go up. I was like, no, he's not saying that. He's letting you know it's coming. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass for console pricing will increase starting July 6th. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will move from $14.99 per month to $16.99 per month in the US. That is $14.99 in euros and $12.99 in pounds. The base Xbox Game Pass console pricing will also move from $9.99 per month to $10.99 per month. Microsoft is not changing PC Game Pass pricing though. So if you are a PC Game Pass member, you lucked out. The reason they're not doing that is because that's where they're seeing their uptick in customers right now. They basically said, hey, we've topped out on what we can sell on console as long as there's not people adopting the console. And that's, people don't want the S and they're not making the X. So, right, we didn't go from PS4 to PS5 and to go from Xbox One to Xbox Series to get such a lame update as the Series S. And they also know that it's simply put, I don't know anyone who mains PC who is going to put up with Game Pass going up in price. They would just cancel it, right? They would just absolutely cancel it. It would happen immediately. They would go, oh, it went up in price. As soon as they noticed, it'd be done. Because like I can go and every couple of weeks get bundles of games for, $15 for like 12 games. And yeah, they're a couple years old, but it's like it just adds to my backlog. And so on Steam, I have something like 250 games, right? Which is way more than I've ever had on console because console games don't go down in price as much. If you are an existing Xbox Game Pass monthly subscriber, then these new recurring prices won't take effect until August 13th or September 13th in Germany. Oh, that's only in Germany, I guess. New Xbox Game Pass members will see the new prices immediately on July 6th. If you're subscribed to Xbox Game Pass through a yearly code, the new pricing won't take effect until you go to renew your subscription. So at least they're having the decency to uphold that. Most markets will be affected by the Xbox Game Pass prices, with the exception of some Game Pass console pricing, which will remain the same in Norway, Chile, Denmark, Switzerland, and Saudi Arabia. We're going to put up on screen as much as we can of the Xbox Game Pass pricing from this, but you can see here, everything's going up like 10% across the board. And again, it's only just going to keep going. And I've said this so many times to people on Twitter, people in comments who go, why do you think they're just going to raise prices? Because they are Microsoft. That's what they do. They get you into a subscription and then they raise the price. That's what they do. That's why I buy Windows keys from third-party sites because I can get them for like $12. I don't know how they get them. I don't ask questions. I just get them because I don't want to pay Microsoft $140 for Windows and then for Office pay $23 a month or whatever ridiculous price Office is now. And you can't buy Office anymore. You have to subscribe, which is what they're going to do with Game Pass because that's what Microsoft does with their subscriptions. They make it so you cannot buy it anymore. You must subscribe to get it. And that's what's going to happen with all the games under their umbrella. So if you enjoy owning Bethesda games, Starfield is likely going to be the last big Bethesda game that you're actually able to own and not just rent from a Microsoft subscription service. Microsoft hasn't changed Xbox Game Pass pricing since launching the subscription in 2017. The company is keen to stress that this isn't related to its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. That's because 2 days ago they said they weren't going to raise the prices after the Activision Blizzard acquisition. These Game Pass price adjustments are not related to the Activision Blizzard deal, and they are intended to match local market conditions, says Perez. Microsoft Xbox subscription changes follow a general trend in price hikes over the past few years for entertainment subscriptions. Netflix raised prices again last year following gradual price hikes in recent years, and Disney Plus and Hulu saw steep price hikes last year too. Apple Music and Spotify have both increased price in most markets in recent years. Nintendo has not yet adjusted its Switch Online subscription service since launching in 2018. Sony only just updated its own PlayStation Plus subscriptions last year with the new PlayStation Plus Essential, Plus Extra, and Plus Premium subscriptions for PlayStation owners. Yeah, they say that, but PlayStation Plus Premium is like the cost of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Essential combined, and it has more stuff on it, so it's actually cheaper now. And PlayStation Plus Extra is still the best value out of all three, and it's way cheaper than Game Pass, and it has more stuff than Game Pass. The only thing you don't get is day and date, but we've also recently seen that Xbox is kind of doing away with that, right? Because they are making sure that if you have day and date access, you have to pay an extra $35. You say, what are you talking about? Well, they can say, oh, hey, you don't have to pay that extra $35. That's just for early access. They never said, hey, we're going to have early access stuff for you if you pay extra. Now, it's a smart move from a business sense because they know people want to play Starfield, right? I want to play Starfield, but I don't like that practice. Like, I really want to play Starfield, but like, I want to check it out on Game Pass, but to check it out day one, then I have to pay extra money. And do I want to pay that extra money? Do I want to pay $35? Like, to be a beta tester, right? Because if Starfield comes out and it has a bunch of issues, it crashes a lot, you know, I mean, we've already seen like frame rate drops in the old footage and even the new footage. I don't want to pay $35 to have 5 days of early access of that. That's a waste of my money. And now I can't play it day one on Game Pass anymore. They can say whatever they want, but day one is when the game releases. And if it comes out in early access, that is day one. So they're taking away day one Game Pass, which is something they said they would not do. They're locking it behind a macro transaction, as it were. I don't know. Personally, I don't like this. I don't like that they're trying to, again, corner the market, which is the thing I've said since they got, or since they proposed buying Activision Blizzard. I don't like that they are now charging extra for you to actually get day one access into Game Pass, because if it works with Starfield, and it will because people love Bethesda, it may not work with Forza, but it will work with Starfield. And when it works with Starfield, they're gonna be like, hey, we can do that with all of our games. And then every single game, Microsoft is gonna make sure that there's a $20 to $30 special edition that allows you to have early access. Every single game is gonna have it within 2 years. I guarantee you, Avowed, Fable, every first-party Microsoft game will have it. But with all the property that they have, that's problematic. And if they get, you know, Call of Duty, like Call of Duty's gonna come to Game Pass. Well, yeah, to get on Game Pass, but you got to pay $35 a month it comes out because they want to make that money from you. So I don't know. Personally, I think this is really just a slippery slope, because we're gonna see them just increase the prices year over year over year. I guarantee next year it's going to go up another $1. Then they might wait a year or two, and then they'll probably make it go up like $3, right? And so within, I'd say 5 years, you're probably going to be paying for the base like $15, easy minimum, right? But let us know what you think down in the comments below. If you made it this far, please, consider subscribing, liking the video if you like what you saw. If you don't like what you saw, leave a dislike and let us know down in the comments what we can do to improve. Don't get upset because I'm calling Microsoft out here. I just praised them for 2 hours in a video. So I'm not just trying to like harp on them, but I am saying they took that goodwill and immediately tried to capitalize on it. And they're immediately trying to get people to look the other way about this increase in Game Pass prices. They were waiting until they knew they had some goodwill in the gaming community again. They didn't have it after Redfall, because they would have done it before Redfall, but they couldn't because they hadn't put anything out that was high quality and high production value in, a year and a half. Now everyone's excited about Starfield and everyone's excited about Fable and Avowed. They're like, okay, now we can hit them with the price increase because they're all a buzz about that. But I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you think. I'm Little Bobby here with 59 Gaming Direct. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you soon.